YouTube, what up, what up? Welcome to Heavy Attack Games, where you watch a grown-ass man try to break up the monotony of everyday life by being overly critical about an industry that he has no idea how to break into. Alright, I'm talking Forspoken. Let's get into it. Alright, so this is a little segment that I like to call Gas or Trash. And basically, I'm going to do my best to let you guys know exactly what's going on with this game, where everything came from, and if it's something that you should give your time to. Because if it's gas, you got to have it. If it's trash, you know where to put it. Alright guys, first thing I want to talk to you about is that game engine, guys. Alright, if it's a good game with a good storyline and a good engine that's made to be played, oh my god, then you come up with God of War Ragnarok. I'm just playing, guys. Okay, so this game engine was created by Luminous Productions. Alright, they call it the Luminous Engine, okay, and it was made in conjunction with Square Enix and of course Luminous Productions. Alright, so this is one of those things that's something that's kind of new. Alright, now these guys are game creators, so they've been making games for a while. You know, they know what they're doing when it comes to this kind of thing. Alright, actually, now that when I think about it, it kind of actually really reminds me of Final Fantasy Remake 7. The Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Yeah, it really reminds me of that. The fluidity in the gameplay and everything that you come into contact with, aside from that UI is crap. Like, the way it pops up on the screen is just something that I'm really not used to. I really don't like that kind of thing, especially because I'm used to playing action RPG games in which that doesn't happen. And Final Fantasy Remake had a much better system than this game does. So I don't understand why they chose to do it that way, having things pop up in the middle of the screen, especially with all the particle effects that happen during this gameplay. And with somebody who's as powerful as this girl is, you kind of got to go ahead and keep that stuff out the way so we can pay attention to the action. Alright, next up is the storyline. We're following around some chick named Frey Holland, y'all. Alright, she pretty much finds this magical cuff and gets transported to this magical place called Afia. Finds a magical item, transported to a magical place. Reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, okay? Sooner or later she might be running into some dude behind a magical curtain that's actually just making shit up, okay? But that's just kind of the way I see it, alright? We've seen this type of story before. Person finds magical item takes them to magical place, person has to complete magical task in order to get back home. Alright, cool, fine, dandy. Show me something different though. Alright, even though she gets transported to this magical place with these angry ladies, or the matriarchs they call them, these angry ladies who decide to just run rampant and tear up their own shit. I don't know why women do that when they get mad. They just tear up their own shit. I'm just playing, y'all. Oh my god. But basically they get angry and they start messing up their lands and doing all kind of stuff that warrants Cuff having to go out and find somebody that's gonna come back and set things straight. Alright, now that's the gist of what I get from the storyline. It doesn't seem to be something that's really, like I say, out there, something I've seen before time and time again. Alright, hopefully they put a couple extra twists on it and turn it into something that could actually turn out to be really good. Let's talk about a little bit about what people are saying about the game so far. Okay, basically everybody's kind of saying this girl has a really crappy personality. I think she kind of reminds me of Spider-Man. I mean, it is what it is. Young kid gets superpowers, all of a sudden they can't shut up talking about it out of excitement. Okay, cool. Been there, done that. Alright, don't mind watching it again. The only thing that I normally say is that maybe we probably should give this young girl a chance. I'm talking about the actress. She, of course, just got this gig, I guess. I don't know if she showed up in any other games. I don't even know her name. But I will say that I'm not impressed so far with her performance. Alright, it's not winning Game of the Year or anything like that. It just it's not God of War Ragnarok. She's not Christopher Judge. Oh man. Whew. Lord forgive me for that one. But yeah, I'm one of those type of people that always say if they don't wow you within the first 50 seconds of meeting them, then you probably should kind of take a pass on it. It just, kind of protects you and them from unwanted use of time. So, hey, it's up to you. Use at your own leisure. Me, I'm probably gonna, wind up taking a chance on this game, which is why I'm taking the time to make this video. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the battle system. All right. This battle system, like I stated before, is something that kind of reminded me of the way it flows from Final Fantasy VII Remake. All right. I actually enjoyed that combat system. I played the mess out of that game. So what remains to be seen is whether or not they're gonna do the same thing here and give us an opportunity to be as engaged with the combat, even though it paused and stopped from time to time to put in certain inputs. They gave us the opportunity to use those inputs via button press or hotkeys for those who play computer games. But I will say I absolutely hate the interface. That interface is so intrusive when I'm trying to play my game and I have to pop up the screen in order to change the powers, or give me a cycle button on a paddle button, or give me a cycle button on the square button or something. Give me an opportunity to just go back and forth between without having to open a menu. Secondly, with this being an RPG, I'd like to see more of the buttons be used other than just an action button that you press over and over and over again when you get to certain items. I like to commit certain things to memory. It's like when I'm playing games like Metal Gear Solid, for example. Those games have dedicated buttons for dedicated things, so you automatically know to press them when you get to where you're going. And I think that having to remember exactly what I need to press in order to get through a certain area kind of makes me feel like I'm learning the game more so than just playing an interactive movie. And this is a full RPG, so it's not uncommon to see the controls change when the game enters into certain states, like say when combat starts versus when combat ends. Hell, need an example for who does this really well? Ubisoft does this really well. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing the game using one button, but that just goes to show you how good implementations of this do exist, and I hope that this game is one of them. Next, I wanted to talk about the auto aim function. All right, it's one of those things that is just like super duper sticky, and I really didn't like it. It felt so unnatural when I was messing with it. I tried to go to the options and tweak it a little bit and see if they had, any things that I could, kind of make it tailor fit to me as a player, but not very many options. It just kind of came off as something that is just like, here, this is what we created, this is what we want you to use. I really didn't like that at all. Hopefully they'll take a cue from other games who have been in the game a little bit longer doing this kind of thing and pretty much make it to where, it's more enjoyable for the average Joe like me. The game kind of feels closer to an, RPG third-person looter shooter kind of thing going on, I guess. But if they're going to do it that way, then that's why I say that the story needs to be gripping right off the bat. If you're going to skimp on the gameplay, don't skimp on the storyline. Alright, they talk about a high level of customization when it comes to this game as well, but as far as I see it, you get to customize fingernails, maybe a jacket or two, or a cloak. Really, if you ask me, it looks like a poncho, okay? So you get to customize your poncho, a necklace, your fingernails, hopefully a couple hairstyles or two, I don't know. Give us something else extra, please. I would like to have seen more articles be addressed, okay? Now, I know she's not wearing armor or anything like that, so we're not going to be putting, like, any outrageous, pieces of clothing on her, but, just give us the opportunity to actually see the fruits of the labors that we've put into when we're getting that loot, that sweet, sweet loot. That's what we're here for. I came for the loot. Give me the loot. Alright, so those were a few things that I was thinking about when I was, diving into this demo. Do you feel the same way? Let me know. Is this something that you're going to purchase? Let me know in the comments down below. This is one of those things that I feel like, hey, I will be along for the ride. I'm going to go ahead and put my pre-order in. And if you want to do the same, of course, you can head on over to the PlayStation Store and do the exact same thing. Game drops January 24th, a couple of days after my birthday. So, kind of gave myself a little early birthday present gift. Hopefully it's worth it. It better be worth it. Square, this better not suck. We kind of gotta let the writers do what they're gonna do with their, with their story. First things first, I'm not sitting down writing it, so I don't know exactly what's going on with what's in their heads when they are writing it. So I'm just here to watch. All right. Second things, is after I get the full gist of everything, that's when I'm gonna make my hard judgment. But right now, this is kind of just whether or not, hey, am I gonna do this or not? Has this earned my hard-earned money or not? Gas, trash. We're gonna find out. So January 24th, 2023, we get to sling some spells. I'll see you there. All right. And hopefully you guys enjoyed what you've seen. And hopefully you'll like, comment, share, subscribe. The usuals. All right, y'all. And I'm out. I didn't like that at all. That was whack. This has been another episode of Gas or Trash on Heavy Attack Games. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to come watch me, man. If you like what you saw, any subscription helps, man. Alright, and I'm out.